guys, it's Carlos the Ultimate Fitness Trainer once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today we're doing another video doing power walk. As you guys know, I love becoming a greater, fitter, healthier, happier version of myself in order to help you guys become your greatest version. So today's video is about a particular subject that I've been sent by several of you guys on Instagram. And this particular subject is why has Christmas left us with no motivation. Now I'm just about to go in a tunnel, so you might kind of like almost like not be able to see me, but you'll hear my voice. So here we are. So let's start with this, and I'm going to give you 5 main reasons why. Can you see it's getting a bit dark? Oh, can you see me? Maybe not, but anyway, you can hear me. This is going to be 5 tips for the reason why people was left with no motivation over Christmas. So number 1 is people got out of shape over Christmas. What happened was they actually consumed far too many calories, and if you consume too many calories, it makes you feel like shit. Excuse my language, okay? Now, you speak to anybody that has a good physique or has a bad physique, and you consume far too many refined, far too many high sugary, in particular, like say, if you are a drinker, you drink a lot of alcohol, which is completely acidic to the body and is poison to the body, and it's the reason why you get drunk. Otherwise you would not get drunk if it wasn't poison to the body, and it's poison for your brain as well. Now imagine you consuming all those calories that are very, very bad for you. It makes you feel like shit. Okay, now as you guys obviously probably gather, Christmas in particular in the UK starts in the first weeks of December. So for some reason, I don't know why, but people start slowing down. People start making excuses. They think, you know what, it's Christmas, let's slow down, let's relax. And then what happens is you've got first week in December, second week in December, and you've got a third week in December. You'll be lucky if people are training in the 4th week of December. So there'll be some sort of keyboard warriors straight away. Oh, what are you talking about? I was in the gym on the 4th week of December, and I was training very hard in the 1st of December or whatever, 1st of January, whatever. Of course there are, okay? I'm talking about the big masses, okay? Most people stop training the 1st week of December because what they'll think is, psychologically they'll think, you know what, I'm going to slow down. I start making a few excuses. I've got a few parties to go. You know what, let's just enjoy it. And whether you like it or not, might not be anything wrong with that. However, for your routine and for your physical body, for your mind and for your soul, it's the worst thing you can do, because you've been working so hard all year round. Comes Christmas, you got a good danger window in order to put another stone on. And for the guys that haven't put a stone on, they feel completely out of shape still. Even if you put a couple of pounds on, you feel horrible. All those toxins, all that bad food you've eaten, and all of a sudden you've literally given up on yourself. So that's number 1. Then number 2 is the bad news. Bad news. Now, as you guys know, we're going through a situation about the Brexit. So I'm not here, this is not a particular video about whether Brexit or no Brexit is right or wrong. But what I'm saying is, when there's obviously a lot of bad news happening on the news, everyone becomes very aware of it. Okay, so we've got a lot of plus and minuses. So, but when there's a lot of drama, humans are drawn to drama. That's why newspapers sell. This is why people are glued to the television every night watching the news. Scarcity. So what that's going to do is it's going to make you consume more calories, because you're going to be stressed out. Your reptilian brain is going to be, oh my god, what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. So all of a sudden you're not going to be feeling like going back to training, because oh, it's too much stress. I'll do it next week. Guess what? Next week comes, and guess what you say? I'll do it next week. Next week comes, and guess what you say? I'll do next week. Exactly. You catch my drift, as they say. It's the same shit, different day. Because, you know what? if you really matter to you, and if you really got your act together, you know you need to start today. Who told you there's next week? I know sometimes people say, oh, well, I'm going to do that next week. But how do you know it's going to be next week? It might not even be tomorrow, but you're already talking about next week. That's a bit greedy, isn't it? Okay, so you're taking it for granted, okay? And then the other one is, and this is a big one, is people are too busy. And now, I've done a couple of videos about this particular time management and everything. Now, people fail to realize that everyone is busy, okay? Everyone, no matter what job you do, no matter what lifestyle you have, okay, you are super busy. Okay, you've got all this numerous. Look, before you get out of the house, what do you have to do? You've got to wake up. Okay, you have to probably have a nice whatever you have to do, number 2 or number 3. Okay, or number 1. Sorry, number 1 and number 2. Sorry. You probably have to have a shower. You've got to brush your teeth. You got to have your breakfast. Okay. You've got to clean yourself, okay? You've got to put your shoes on. You've got to put your underwear on. Loads of things to do. So you're busy. Now imagine, you haven't even started yet, okay? So imagine the tasks that everyone, I know it sounds a bit silly what I'm just saying to you, but we're busy, right? We're all busy. And then you haven't got to work yet. Then you've got to pick up the kids, drop the kids. Then you got to go to work, and then you got to do tasks at work, and then you got to do this, you got to do that. So we're all busy now. But the biggest thing that we fail to realize is, in order to make us effective human beings, one thing that must be done is oxygenated blood around the body. How do you do that? So for the guys that are not so into that, I'll tell you how. You train, okay? You run, you jump, you lift, you push. You exert yourself, okay? That's the way to do it. That's the way to basically oxygenate your body. Now, what does that do from a physiological point of view, you may ask, okay? So what that does is, it connects your internal and external body to your mind, okay? Now, for the guys that are not so perhaps into this sort of spirituality, into the physiological part of the body and the brain, whether you are or not, it doesn't matter. This is science, what I'm telling you, okay? So in order to behave and to feel amazing, right, you must train. Now, some of you guys may say, oh, so what do you mean train? What type of any type of training, okay? I'm not even telling you, this is not a video to tell you come and train with me, by the way. I'm just telling you, just generally, whatever you are all over the world, okay? You've got to train, okay? So you've got to train in order to become fitter and effective human being, okay? Now, I'm not saying you need to train 4 hours a day, because a lot of people got this sort of way of thinking that you gotta spend 4 hours in the gym. I ain't got no time to go to the gym. You don't even need to go to the gym. Who told you need to go to the gym? You can train in your living room, okay, if you want to, okay? So you can do that, but you must train, okay? And once you train, this then has a knock-on effect, not just on how you look, but on your body, on your mind, on your behavior. And then this changes everything. Again, another one that, which is going to be number 4, another one that really messed up people, by Christmas messed up people, which is going to be number 4. And this is another one that really has probably have a knock-on effect on how people actually succeed. Is people say, oh, because I missed so many weeks or so many sort of days, I'll start next month, okay? Now, why is this so bad? And you may say, oh, you start next month, it sounds so good. Now, it goes back to what I said to you, right? When you set a goal, you've got musts and you got shoulds, okay? Now, when I set a goal, there's never shoulds, because shoulds never get done, okay? I should do this and I should do that. It's a lot of bollocks, really, excuse my language. It's a lot of shit, okay? Because these things never get done, okay? If you speak to anyone that is successful at anything they do, okay, they set a goal and they deliver the goal unless they die, okay? Simple as that. There's no grey areas, there's no ifs and buts, they just get the shit done. Okay, so I'll give you an example. There's certain things every single day that I need to do, unless I'm dead, unless I just pop the clock all of a sudden and I can't do them, then I apologize in advance. However, there's certain things I need to do on a regular basis that get done every single day, regardless if I'm, again, back to you guys, super busy. We're all very, very busy. Or whether I'm not that so busy, as you can imagine. However, I'm always busy. However, we all are. But there's things that are completely that must be done. So if they must be done, you deliver the results, okay? And this is the biggest thing about, you've got to understand this. Once and for all, people hide behind people that are very, 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 very sort of easy to make excuses, hate videos like this, because all of a sudden they are unable to make any more excuses. So therefore they've got the ability to kind of like try to hide behind, oh my god, oh it's true, but yeah, but no one has a life like me. They'll go, oh yeah, but no one has a job like me. Okay, that's fine. Okay, your job is very important. Yeah, of course it is. And then of course no one's got a family like you, and of course no one's got kids like you, and no one has marriage like you. All of a sudden everything's a special situation, okay, which is a special load of bollocks. That's what it is, because at the end of the day it's how you deal with it, okay? Now I tell you what, I've got quite a lot of examples to give you, but I'm not going to give you today because that's for another video. So I'm going to leave that for another time, because I can explain it to you that I tell you what, I'm going to tell you one, okay? I'll give you an example, right? If you guys read the autobiography of Arnold Schwarzenegger, for the guys that have never done it, please do, because you can really see why these guys became not only in the area of bodybuilding, but also in the area of films, obviously Hollywood, as well as in politics, and how this guy set himself to become his greatest version. And whatever he did, and he was severely against the odds, you know. But I'll give you an example. This guy, when he was in the army, there was no time to train. This guy was in the army, there's no training. When I mean training, I mean in weight training. He used to train with sandbags inside his tank. Now, there you go. This guy didn't have no gym. This guy had no gym membership. This guy had no time to train. This guy found a way to train inside the tank. Now, regardless of how big a tank is, chances are training inside the tank is not the best, I would say, safe and effective way of training. Arnold Schwarzenegger became quite developed by training inside the tank. I rest my case. There you go. That's just a little example I'm just giving you. And you might, for the guys that don't know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is, I advise you to Google him, okay? You'll know a thing or two how successful this guy became. But anyway, back to my point, is people find far too much bullshit to tell you as to why they don't do things, okay? Now, one of the things I do as a coach, as a trainer, as a qualified psychologist, I have read a lot of books. Okay, I've read a lot of books. And when you read a lot of books in the area of physical development, personal training, dieting, training, psychology, for the guys that don't know about this, obviously, I am obsessed about human brain. So I read a lot of books about coaching, about psychology, about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. For the guys that don't know, that's what it stands, NLP. And one of the things I come across a lot of times is how people stop themselves from doing the things they must do, but find every single excuse in a book not to. And this goes from the area of my job's hard, my lifestyle's hard, or my neighbor doesn't let me, or the goldfish had the flu, or my mom doesn't let me, or my husband doesn't let me, or my kids don't let me. And as they get older, it gets harder. Do you know why? Because the older you get, the more shit you acquire, so the more shit you say, okay? And all of a sudden, you know, it's almost like a vicious circle. And I've noticed this, it's like a pattern. So one thing I would say to these people that come out with all these sort of stupid excuses, and don't take me wrong, however, let me stop you there. There is sometimes some valid, very valid, I won't say excuses, reasons, okay? Some people obviously sometimes they can't do something because whatever eventuality they had, maybe, I don't know, they broke a leg or they died. That's different, okay? Some of you guys might laugh at that. But what I'm saying is, there is sometimes situations in life where makes people not having to, not can't do things, you know? Like, I understand that. And there's some situations where, for instance, they probably lost a job and now they moved away, or maybe now their job's probably taking them a different direction, and they're really stressed out, so they're trying to figure it out where they are. Fine, that's different. That's completely different, and that's very understandable to be able to be that way. But the others, the man, you know, the guys like, I'm this, I'm that, and they blame every notice. They like, they got everything's nothing about them, by the way. There's nothing wrong about them, and they don't do anything wrong. It's all about the others. The others is the mistakes. It's the guys that are not letting them develop. It's a lot of bollocks. Okay, so once and for all, for the guys out there, look, for the guys out there that are making those excuses, once and for all, instead of hiding, just stop the bullshit. Listen to yourself, okay, and seek a good coach. Seek a good coach that's going to help you become a greater version of yourself, okay? From there, not just from a physical development, because if you do that from a physical development, you're going to do that from a work development, from a relationship development, because those people, what they tend to do is that's remember, thoughts are vibrations, vibrations causes patterns, patterns causes behavior, and that then breeds neuroplasticity in the brain, which then causes you to have a pattern behavior of which your brain thinks is fine because it's a behavior, it's a habit. So if you create a habit, then you're fucked, put it that way. Excuse my language, I've sworn a lot on this video, but I'm passionate about this particular field, so I'm expressing myself, which is good. Okay, now let's go into number 5. Why Christmas has fucked you up. Now, pattern behavior, I was just talking about pattern behavior. So number 5 is pattern behavior. Once you build this pattern behavior, and perhaps, I don't know whether how much you know about coaching and how much you know about psychology, perhaps the guys that have done NLP or they are trainer on NLP will know all about pattern behavior, don't you guys? Which is great. So you know how hard it is to actually stop or change, because you never stop. You have to acquire different pattern behaviors in order to remove this pattern behavior from being the pattern behavior that it is. You know how hard it can be. So you need to obviously install a new program. So once you are in this particular pattern behavior that equals whatever, either bad results or good results, which is if it's a negative pattern behavior, clearly you're going to get a negative pattern result. Once you are in that kind of loophole and you're constantly doing it, it's honestly it's a circle, and it's vicious. It's called vicious circle. So it's very hard sometimes to come out of that. So you need to really get a good coach, someone that knows about NLP and coaching and training, that's gonna really get you out of that pattern. Otherwise, sometimes it can be hard. I tell you, it can be hard. But anyway. But that's for another video. We'll talk about that pattern behavior for another video. But one of the biggest things I find, which is, whoa, this guy's nearly run me over. But anyway, but that pattern behavior sometimes is really hard to change people. So one of the things I would say, and I'd advise you to do, once you recognize your pattern behavior, that's the first step, because a lot of people never recognize their pattern behavior. So they think, which is a human nature, that you are right. Okay, how many people do you know, either friends or family or people that you know at work, that are self-reflective? Okay, so reflect what their behavior, their acts, what they say, what they do. Most people don't. Okay, so most people think everything they say is gospel. Okay, and a lot of times one thing I do, and this is something, by the way, I'm no better than you, by the way. It's something I do, and something I've learned through coaching is actually analyze your pattern behavior, because a lot of times we all get it. I mean, like accents, we learn accents. It's the same thing with pattern behavior. If you learn a pattern behavior and you get used to that pattern behavior, what happens is this, very much so, you get used to that behavior, and doing that behavior so repeatedly, it becomes a pattern behavior. And what happens is this, your brain all of a sudden doesn't think that you're doing anything wrong, or you don't think anything, because don't forget, our brain is everything that we learn through a conveyor belt of programs. A lot of us probably never looked at that way, but that's how it is. We learn things through our years of from being born to crawling to walking. It's all programs. So imagine like little apps. They get updated, and then we learn things slowly. Okay, some people learn things really quickly. If you be slow like me, you learn things slowly. So I learn things slowly. I'm not kidding, but sometimes I'm a bit slow. Just joking. Okay, so everyone learns things either slow or fast, but we learn through a pattern. And then some people learn things differently. Some people learn things in a different way of looking at things. And we all different ways of learners. Okay, but what happens is a pattern. So why it comes to a point where we are just, if you like, a bag. Or a circuit full of pattern behaviors. Now we could have some really good pattern behaviors, okay, some great ones in some departments, okay, but in some of the departments we are a huge cross circuit of bad pattern behaviors, which then these bad pattern behaviors sometimes can be cancer on a good pattern behavior that you've got. So you could have loads of great pattern behaviors, but the other pattern behaviors are havoc. So it's great sometimes, not when I say sometimes, it's great for you to assess yourself and self-reflect yourself. And one of the things I do every day, I self-reflect. And this is part of my meditation, if you like. I self-reflect how I behaved towards myself, how I behaved towards others, how I can become better. And don't take me wrong, I mean, there's some days I do great things, some days I do shit things, you know, because I'm only human. I mean, I'm far from finished article, by the way, and I'm far from any amazing article. So this is why I, you know, as you guys know, I'm a big sort of promoter of becoming your greatest version, because I think in life a lot of the times we've got this sort of experts of anything, and they are the only pioneers and they're the best, and it's great to have that. But at the end of the day, think about those people that are going through a journey. We're all going through a journey, whichever department it is. If you're 16, you're going through a journey. If you're 21, you're going through a journey. If you're 31, you go through a journey. You're 41, you're going through a journey. You're 51, you go through a journey. You're 61, you're going through another journey. You're 71, you go through another journey. If you're 81, you're lucky. Okay, and you're going through a completely, you know, another journey. And if you're 91, let me tell you, wow, you've gone through a lot of journeys. And if you're 101, wow, you've gone some serious journeys. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of times we take all these sort of journeys for granted, and we all, as I said, we all know better than others. You know, we all have different talents and we all have different ways of expressing it. But a lot of the times, I find that we humans, and this is why I'm so passionate about understanding and explaining and learning what's the word I'm looking for, and learning what makes humans tick and what stops us. Because the biggest thing about is, if you look at a lot of the times, is we stop ourselves. I mean, our potential. I mean, one of the things I see sometimes and really gets me going is when I see people, when they come to see me, like, you know, the shoulders are like this. Excuse me, I'm probably not be able to see me but very well, but the shoulders are like this. They're a bit timid, and they've got a lot of weight to lose, for instance, or they need put a lot of weight in terms of muscle, and they're not a confident sort of human, and things are not going very well, and or maybe they broke up in a relationship and they feel a bit down about themselves and they doubt themselves. And within 12 months time, they either lost 3 or 4 stone, they're super strong, they're super fit, they've got a new job, they've got a new relationship, or they not when I say about not necessarily a new relationship, but they're super happy with themselves. That is what gets me going. I'm sorry, like, there's certain things in your job, I'm sure you guys have, that there's some things that really get you going, all right? So for some of you guys might be, I don't know, making a lot of money, or some of you guys might be, I don't know, selling a car to someone, or whatever it is, whatever your jobs you guys do out there, maybe saving someone's life, for instance, or whatever it is, but there's certain things in our jobs that really gets us going. And that's one of the things I love about the job I do, is actually developing people and developing people to become not necessarily one particular thing just stronger or fitter. It's the whole thing. It's the body, the mind and the soul. And once you get those three going, oh my God. When I say sky is the limit, stratosphere is the limit. Because you see a shift. You see a shift not just physically, you see a shift mentally. And that mental side is not the only thing, but is a huge element in order to become your greatest version. Anyway, as you guys see, I'm doing power walk, guys. Second time today. 4. You guys, why am I doing this? I'm doing this to become my greatest version, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, a bit of a passionate video here today. I really express myself. I think a couple of people have walked past me thinking, he's on drugs. For sure, he's taking something. Don't worry about it. The drugs I'm taking are fantastic. It's alkaline food. It's food that makes you feel alive. And guess what? I actually not care what others think of me. That's another thing, you guys. That's for another video. I hear a lot of people, get loads of people emailing me this particular one, and I'm going to do it next week. Is, oh, should I do this? I think my mum doesn't want me to do it, or my dad, or maybe my partner don't want me to do it, and I don't like to be judged. That's another video for that one. But loads of people feeling the fear of being judged. Then I'm going to do a video about that. Okay, here we are, another video, guys. YouTube, you know where to find me. It's Carlos Trainer. Okay, so YouTube, Carlos Trainer. Like, share and subscribe to our channel. I'd really be very grateful if you guys just look. It's completely free. All you guys got to do is click the subscribe button, and I really appreciate it, guys. It makes me very happy to be able to help you guys become your greatest version. Also, check us out on Instagram. For the guys that obviously got Instagram, check us out on Carlos Trainer 10 as number 10 10. Okay, check us out. We've got loads of different information there. Coaching, training, psychology, workout of the day, all sorts of things. And as always, if you guys got any particular subjects you'd like me to talk about, I'll put them on a list, and I'll just go run. I'll walk through the list, sorry. I'll work through the list, and I'll be able to deliver those. Every video you send me, although I might not do them straight away, I will go through the list and make sure you cover it. We've got 906 videos now, I think, something like that. So we are going through the list. We've got literally, mate, I've got thousands of videos out there to do. So keep sending me the requests, guys. And as always, from a very humble place, yes, sometimes I might sound a bit of a madman, but all in a nice gesture, all in a very humble gesture. I'm a guy that loves to learn from you guys as well. I don't want to come across as if I know it all. I've read 1,800 books, over 1,800 books now, in loads of different subjects: psychology, training, medicine, coaching, NLP, personal training, diet, you name it, I've done it. However, I don't know much. I'm still learning, okay? So with all that said, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye-bye. Get fitter, get healthier, get happier, become your greatest version. Remember, while you become your greatest versions, don't forget, have fun as well, because a lot of times you can be very serious as well. So have fun, like I always do, although doing these videos, and it gets really serious sometimes about coaching, training, psychology, problems, everything. It's always sometimes to become a kid as well and just enjoy and laugh. Part of development for ourselves is to believe in ourselves and believe in your intuition, in order to become better every day, in order to ask your own self, am I doing the best I can in order to become a better version of me? Just believe in yourself, that's all it is. Believe in yourself and do not allow external events to dictate your present situation. Two things of which I think is really important in order to become better version of yourself is gratitude and discipline.